Good morning, fellow traders. Bubblehead here. It's time for the Good Morning Market Prep for Wednesday, February 26, 2020. I hope everybody had a great night last night. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice, so please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Well, let's take a look and see where we left off in the market yesterday. So the monthly chart, right, we can see on the SPX, right, big upper shadow and big shooting star type candle. But the good news is that we ran right into a macro upward trend line. We'll take a look at that in a second here. On the weekly chart, you see we broke down yesterday, or this week so far, below the prior week's support levels, right? But we're still holding the 30 moving average here, so that's a very important level to show, composure in the market. So as long as we stay above this, right, we can, reasonably say that, we should be seeing ourselves working our way back up now. And how much time it does that, we don't really quite know right now, but we're going to continue to monitor this. We can see right here how it was tagged recently back in 2019, in September and October of 2019, right? So a little lower shadow of the 30 moving average here, a little lower shadow there, and then we worked our way back up. So let's see how it handles it right here. So we really could consider this basically just a corrective move back to kind of sensible movement back, so we can start to work our way back up. So we'll see how that goes. The next several days, the next couple of weeks are going to be very, very important to establish that. So here we are on the daily chart, right? We had our first breakdown below the micro upper trend line right here with the lower shadow. We closed bearishly below that with increased volume, got the gap down the next day with also a bearish candle. Now we did hold major support levels right here, and we gapped up yesterday. But once we gave up those gains, once we lost 20 points, basically like in a 5-minute candle, and we flushed below the prior day's lows, that was an indication that there was more weakness to come. So now where it was going, of course, is interesting. But once we get weak like this, right, we stairs up, elevator down. It's kind of fun, right? Because the levels get hit so much quicker, and so much more quickly. And so we could see here that we broke down below the cloud and hit the upward trend line right here. So we'll see if this macro upward trend line here holds its support. This is all the way from back in December, right, of 2018, before the Christmas reversal. So we'll see if that holds right there. If not, we have the 200-day moving average below, and then if we really need to, we could put the 250 moving average below too, which has served as kind of major support too. The key on the monthly chart, right, is the 50 moving average. That's where we're really entering into bear market territory. But the 30 weekly moving average is important too. So keep an eye on this one. You can see how on the monthly chart we hit the 50, right, and then worked our way back up there. That was even back in that December of 2018. So that was a huge corrective move, but barely didn't even scratch the surface of the monthly 50 MA. So very, very important stuff there. So anyway, that being said, let's take a look at the futures here and see how the S&P futures are behaving. So they were all over the place, and they're still all over the place this morning. So we saw some big up moves, some big down moves in the middle of the night. So we were up 30 points, and then we were down huge too. And then now we're just up 8 points. Now we have an inside 15 right here. So this is a very, very complicated situation right here with the volatility up. So just be careful today. Only trade the best. So we could see that type of movement too intraday. So just be careful. Yesterday was a trend day for sure. It was a downtrend day, but today might be a volatile day, which could give big up moves and big down moves. So just be careful with stops, and also if you're using options, be careful with that too, because the IV is really high and could be all over the place. So right now we are breaking out of the downward trend line here this morning on the S&P futures. So let's see how that holds this trend box right here. See if we can push above that and work our way up over these key levels right here. This 3160 is going to be a key one to get over this morning. So we'll see how that goes into the day. So let's take a look at some stocks, see how things are looking here going into the open. So Tesla is down a little bit here this morning. It was closed at about 800. It's down about like 15 right now. But again, big candles right here is a 5-point range on this pre-market candle. So we'll see if it does. It was down much more last night, or very early this morning. They had a nice recovery, so we'll keep an eye on that one. This is I think a lot of this has to do with the discussion over the recent autopilot fatality. So we'll see what kind of action we get on Tesla today. SPCE reported earnings last night. It's down a little bit, kind of chopping around here. Again, I was expecting a bigger move. I think I was expecting almost a 10-point move, and it's barely down 2 points. So that is a dealer win type situation on that one. SDC down significantly here this morning. It is now below a $10 stock for Smile Direct Club. So keep an eye on this one. 818. Let's take a look at that on the daily and see where that puts us. $8.18 keeps us in this congestion zone right here under $7.50. Could get interesting as a gap and go to the downside. So keep an eye on this. If it does hold the lows of the pre-market box, we may see a little bit of a bounce on the SDC today. Disney might be in play today because the CEO is done effective of yesterday. So we'll see how that affects things. It's got a lot of work to do. Just overall, right? It struggled a lot. Not surprised that off of a candle like yesterday, they probably want a new CEO on it, but we'll see how it holds. We still have we've left an open, it was a prior open gap below, is now an open gap above. So we kind of have an island top right here. We'll see how that gets handled over the next several weeks. Roku is one probably to keep an eye on today. It was interesting yesterday. It's about flat right now, but it was had some relative strength yesterday. So it's still below all its moving averages, but keep an eye on it to see if it has any strength going into today. Regeneron has had some massive relative strength, right? And I believe they had a little bit, I think they had a downgrade and an upgrade this morning. So keep an eye on this one. This is a tough one to trade with options. Spreads are all over the place. Lowe's actually reported after Home Depot reported, so looks like a slight miss there on their report. So I think earnings were good, but guidance was bad. But anyway, it's down here pre-market. We're seeing it about 113. If we go here on the daily chart, 113 puts it down here. We might see a little bit of movement to the downside, but could see some chop on it today. So just be careful of trading Lowe's today. CRM reported yesterday. So that's definitely one to keep an eye on too, but it can be a little bit funky trading. So you can see it's a little bit flat here and choppy pre-market and aftermarket. So something to keep an eye on just in case. Pizza time. So we have Papa John's this morning. No earnings yet, but definitely one to keep an eye on today. So sometimes they can give some amazing moves on earnings. Next we have Ameren from yesterday. Not too much activity on this one, but they had some pretty good guidance on it, so we'll see if that gets any activity too. PLNT, not Plant, but Planet Fitness, and they had their earnings report yesterday too. Hit a low of 73, and we'll see what kind of action it gets there today. 73 kind of puts it in a congestion zone. And last but not least, speaking of Plant, Beyond Meat had I think a successful. I think Starbucks is going to be using their plant-based products in Canada. So definitely something to keep an eye on here. They had a rough day yesterday, but let's see if that can kind of dig them out of the hole there in today. And they have earnings coming up this week too, so keep an eye on that as well. So anyway, guys, I hope everybody has a great trading day today, and we're going to be going live in our private group this morning through the private Twitter. And hope you guys can join us, and hope you guys have a great rest of your trading day. And remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. I'll talk to you guys soon.